Hi everyone, it's Sabrina Fox of Fox Legal Training, and I am so delighted to introduce our new knowledge series, which we're kicking off on Thursday at 4 p.m. UK time with a webinar with my good friend and colleague Glenn Zahn on the now known by everyone Thames Water debacle. I have Glenn here. I wanted to ask him why he thinks this is such an important topic to discuss and why and who this webinar is designed to appeal to. Why should people come, Glenn?
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you very much, Sabrina, and thank you. I have the honor to actually present this, and we're going to spend basically an hour, a little bit over an hour, with a Q&A, of course. Why and who is this actually for? Frankly, it's actually for everybody, especially anybody in the investment community, the distress community, restructuring lawyers, and of course, even for your students who are aspiring. Many of them are aspiring investment professionals themselves and are thinking about a career in distress. I mean, why is Thames important? This is probably one of the most prominent restructurings that we've seen in the UK, especially since it's utilizing the UK restructuring plan process, which was founded in 2020, which is relatively young. So it probably is one of the largest. It has a 19 billion debt stack. But there's more to the story than just going through the restructuring. What makes this actually unique is that there's many different angles and many different stakeholders. On the stakeholder side, this is just not just the company, but involves, of course, the creditors. We have two key creditors, Class A and Class B. We also have other stakeholders that not normally we see around a restructuring. We have, of course, the regulator. It's a regulated entity. We have the government, which is including the government, of course, Steve Reed, who's the head of DEFRA, and Rachel Reeves, who controls the purse. And we also have the broader parliament that's involved. And then lately, we have a new stakeholder that's coming, and that's some of the environmental groups who are trying to insert themselves in the process, which is relatively new. At least in my career, I've never seen a environmental group and try to insert themselves into a restructuring. So it's quite unique. And they are actually claiming that the reason why they need to be there is because they represent the 16 million bill payers. So there's also a lot of issues here, and that are very not bespoke at all, but are unique to the UKRP. What we'll talk about is, of course, how it got here into this situation, who's possibly to blame. But there's some key issues, and we're going to touch on, and that's valuation, why the UKRP was chosen, what are some of the obstacles to the plan actually being sanctioned, which is also unique to this UKRP is that the company's actually not haircutting any debt. It's not a real restructuring exercise in the sense that they're going to actually cut the debt stack and emerge as a more viable concern on the financial side. This is a step one in the step two process. They're just going to plug up the liquidity holes for this UKRP, or plan to, and then we're going to have UKRP2 down the road, and that's going to be more of a haircutting exercise. But we don't even know if we're actually going to get there, because one of the key obstacles is sanctioning this plan. There's one company plan that needs to be sanctioned or not, but then we have the possibility, because the Class A and Bs have both put their own plan forward in case this is not sanctioned. So we're going to have possibility of two parallel processes that are going to function in the same time simultaneously if this plan doesn't get sanctioned. So it's like, you can maybe say it's a judicial can kicking at its best.
Yeah.
And then if this all doesn't work out, or if the government intervenes, there's a possibility of executing the infamous czar, which is the special administration regime, which a subset of that is actually designed for water companies like Thames. It's been recently modified to make it even unique. And we have never seen a water utility actually use the czar before. So there's a lot to go on. There's a lot of moving pieces here, and nothing's certain, nothing's written in stone. So I think for everybody who's interested in Thames and interested in distress, I think it's a definite that they need to be on the call and to even get on the horn and ask the questions.
Well, that sounds incredibly interesting, and I know I am really looking forward to the conversation. You don't want to miss it. You heard it here. So join us on Thursday, Fox Legal Training, 4 p.m. We want to see you there. We want to hear your questions. To register, just click on the link below, and we can't wait to see you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.